Rewrite and simplify. Sorry, and simplify. Okay, first things first, this is different from what you have in your notes. I'm just adding something additional to this so that just in case you guys see it. So first things first, we want to distribute our exponents. So to write this, you would end up with 2 to the 5th power and square root of 6n to the 5th. And then you get 2 to the 5th power is just 32. And if you guys see something like this, that means you just put the parentheses on the inside and put the exponent on the inside as well. Okay, from here you distribute your exponents. So we end up with 32 square root of 6 to the 5th and to the 5th power. So here we distribute the exponent. So whenever you guys see something in the yellow right there, you just rewrite it. So now you expand it. So next step is to expand. I'll put it here. Expand. So we get x equals, sorry, not x, 32. How many 6's do we have? We have 5 6's. 3, 4, 5, and we have 5 n's. 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you guys extend your radical symbol here, because you want to cover everything so you don't get confused. Remember, we have index of 2 if it's not there, and we're looking for 2 pairs of each one. Pair here, pair here, or pair there. So now I'm going to start with 32, and for every box that I have, I'm going to multiply it to that 32. I'm only going to write it once. So every time you have a box on something, you're only going to write them once. Whoops. So for example, if my index was 3, I'm going to get 3. I can't get the 2 6's anymore, so just these 3. And I'm only going to write them once. So I would have just had, if I had this, I would only write it 6 once. If I had this, I'm only going to write it this once. Okay, if this was 3. So anything that's left over, you keep it inside the radical. 6n. So we end up with 32. 6 times 6 is 36. Times n squared. And the square root of 6n. And 32 times 36 is 1,152 times, sorry, I'm not going to put that anymore. I'm just going to put times n squared and the square root of 6n. Now let's rewrite it with exponential form. So that's 1152 n squared 6, and whenever something is a square root, it's always to the 1/2, unless you have an exponent. Okay, I'm not gonna write this in a shorter way, because really this is the shortest way you can do it, unless you can think of it mentally. Actually, I'll show you. Here's another way to do it. So we get here. If you don't want to watch this, you can stop. We get 32 times 6 to the 5 over 2. My index is 2. I'm using this exponent over here. Times n to the 5 over 2. I can do this because there's a property that says if you're multiplying with the same exponent, you can separate it. Okay, so we just get 32 times, how many times can 2 go to 5? At least 2 times, right? So you're going to end up with 6 squared times 6 to the 1/2. Because let's add this together. 2 plus 1/2. We have to multiply this by our denominator here. We end up with 4 over 2 plus 1/2, which is 5 over 2, which is this. So I'm going backwards here. So same thing applies to n squared times n to the 1/2. I'm kind of going faster, but if you get it, you get it. 32 times 36 times 6 to the 1/2 times n squared times n to the 1/2. Now we just rewrite it. 32 times 36 times, rewrite it with all the whole number fractions, exponents, and then you combine the one with common exponent. Okay. You combine it with the common exponent. They're the same, so they can be in the same parentheses. Okay. Don't worry about this one. Worry about the other one. The other one's way, way easier and less to think about. But if you want to challenge yourself, feel free to do it this way. Again, if you have any questions, let me know.